And welcome back. This is The Guys Next Door, brought to you by Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. I'm your host, Ron Arenas, with my co-host, Pastor John McLean.
I'm just so proud. I could cry. I could cry every time you do it right. It brings a tear to my eye, even though I know half the time you mess it up on purpose. But
Yeah, I do it for you. When I say it the different way, then I'm looking at you with one eye just to see how you react.
I know you.
Just to get that reaction.
Yeah, that's why I don't look at you while you do it.
No eye contact.
Yeah, for sure. And as one guy next door to another, I have to tell you, I love your haircut, bud.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I haven't said anything yet, just because I wanted to save this moment. But it looks good. It looks good. You're ready for the Air Force.
I even combed it for you.
Yeah. Ooh,
yeah. Just on Wednesdays I comb
nice,
it.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is the only day you work.
Well, today...
Gotcha.
Yeah, you did. Today we have a great show lined up for you, and our first guest is Gordy Seward.
Yep.
From Acacia IT.
Thank you very much. Thanks for
Welcome.
having me.
Yeah.
It's pretty special.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever said your last name before, Gordy. That's a cool last name.
Thank you. Ron nailed it there.
Well, I still haven't, but yeah.
I get it misspelled, mispronounced all the time. So great job.
That was
Well,
sharp,
thank you.
man.
Thank you.
That's a strong name.
Yeah, it's a good German name, Sievert.
Okay, nice.
Sievert in the old country.
Okay.
Okay.
Sievert.
Over here, we pronounce the W's with a W.
Yep,
It's,
exactly.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Nice. But yeah, friend of ours.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
See him all over the place networking, and got to get to know him a lot better. And
Yeah, I've had you guys on my podcast.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure to
Yeah.
finally come to your guys' show. It's just
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, a little different vibe, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you have, or you're now working for Acacia IT.
I am. Yeah. I'm
tell us about Acacia IT.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm their business development manager there.
Okay.
Started by a local guy here, Greg Dernan.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy in the community. Does
He
a
is.
lot for the
Yep.
community.
I used to be on the Oro Valley Chamber Board with him.
Yeah, he started a lot of. I think he was one of the starters of the Oro Valley, one of the ones at the Vale. So I mean,
Interesting.
I don't think that I haven't met a guy that doesn't, or a person that doesn't like Greg.
Yeah,
So
he's a great guy.
everyone loves Greg.
Yeah, when I met him, he was amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I met him at the Tucson Business Networking event, and
Okay.
just his energy. You know, like
Yeah.
we always say with kind of our group, he's one of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's Tucson. Well, he's from Minnesota, but he moved down here, went to school here, U of A graduate.
Okay.
Started his IT career early, probably about 32 years ago. Started working with computers.
Oh, wow.
Acacia IT's been around for 27 years.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that.
We're
Okay.
here, and we're one of the. I'd say we're in the top 5 of IT companies here in Tucson. I don't know the exact numbers, but we're up there. I don't want to take for granted one spot or another, but they do some great work.
Yeah.
They like to say that they're a company that helps first, and we're an IT company second. So
Ah,
really, that's at
okay.
the core. If you open up our website, acacia.com, you'll see we're all about helping. Helping
Yeah.
is in the core of what we do. So
Right. And there's some bad people out there wanting to do bad things on the computers.
there are.
Yeah.
There are.
Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stories out there. There's, cybersecurity is a big thing. People, and I've been in sales for 38 years now.
Oh, since you're one?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was selling my mom.
Let me get a cookie.
Exactly. And I hate selling through fear, and that's.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's when we tell the truth and educate.
Sure.
Fear is the first emotion that you feel because of what's going on out there in the cybersecurity, realm. There's a lot of bad stuff going on out there. I just pulled up some stuff from Forbes. There are cybersecurity in 2023 has affected 343 million people.
Oh, wow.
So just in 2023 alone,
Yeah.
with your average data breach costing $4.8 million.
Mm.
So companies, there's a lot of scams out there going on with
Yeah.
people. It's all over. Unfortunately, a lot of third world countries are out there hitting us pretty hard. It's the only way to make money over there in some cases.
Yeah.
So it's full-time jobs out there. These scammers and cyber hackers.
So I didn't win a Ethiopian prince's fortune? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm afraid not.
You did send them the check, though.
I did
just to find out.
Just to find out.
Yeah, because you got that postage back. That's good. But the thing that kind of comes to mind in my very large brain, and I'm not reading this from the paper whatsoever, is we got all these antivirus softwares that are out there, all these kind of different things that make me feel so safe and at peace because I have them. What's the difference between that and the services that you guys provide?
Well, we do not just an antivirus. An antivirus is one particular tool to fight against it.
Right.
Viruses aren't hearing of viruses too often anymore. It's all
That's
malware
true.
and ransomware. In fact, malware attacks rose by 71% in 2023. Ransomware has been up by 74%. So
that's
not
what we hear the most about. Is
it's
ransomware.
ransomware. Yeah. So it's not so much making your computer sick. It's them taking over your computer and not giving it back to you until you pay them. And it's not just your computer. It's your email account. It's your customer
Facebook,
information, your bank accounts. It's your intellectual property. It's the next big thing that you got coming out. Well, now it's theirs.
Oh, wow.
Anything you've been working on your computer. And it's also your reputation.
Yeah.
There was a I don't know the exact name. It was one of the DNA research companies that got hacked, and you can't tell me that their reputation was hurt. Like people say, I'm not going to do that now. The hackers get my DNA.
Wow.
So a lot of effects. So what we do at Acacia is we do what's called a security stack, cybersecurity stack. So not just one antivirus. We put in monitoring where we're monitoring these things. We put in EDR software. EDR software is software that runs on your computer, and it uses AI to see, okay, this is a normal day. This is what your computer normally does. This is a normal email. Anything out of the ordinary pops up, it automatically knows that's not normal. Let me quarantine it. Now let me throw that over to the monitoring people or the program, and the monitoring program will actually stop that and go from there. So it's there's a huge security stack on there that we use, and it's pretty effective. In fact, there was one company here in town. It was a pretty good sized company. They recently, where we had all our EDR software on all their computers, one of the employees had left the computer at home or at work, decided to, I'll just use a VPN, get into the office with my home computer. And they got into the office, and there was a bad guy hanging out on his home computer.
Oh.
His or her. I don't know the exact how
that
worked out.
It could be whoever.
Exactly. But and so the bad guys get into the server. Well, the first thing they tried a malware, just to mess everything up. Our software stopped it. And well, you know what? I'm going to go with a ransomware. I'm going to try to hack this and try to hold them hostage. Right. Our software stopped it.
Oh, wow.
Then you know what? I'm just going to try stealing some information. They went in. They were stopped. So our multi-layered security stack that we use stopped them. Because they got into the server, we had to report it to the FBI and also their cyber liability insurance company, which I would highly recommend anybody have if you have a company. Get that. After both the FBI's review and the cyber liability insurance's review, they both said you were lucky to have Acacia IT.
Wow.
Because they did exactly what needed to be done, and we stopped the breach. So that's a nice little feel good story.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember the other day you were talking to me off air that they're going off after a lot of nonprofits also. Yeah,
nonprofits are huge right now. It's one of the biggest targets for cyber. Because if you think about it, a lot of them run off of a shoestring budget. A lot of smaller ones. You're got an executive director, maybe a treasurer. You got a couple, 2-3 laptops out there, and you've got a lot of donor information. Okay, credit card numbers, all these things that all these donors that give money.
Right.
You have all the records
in
are there.
CRM system.
Once you hack that, you've got access to that. There's a couple. There's some big ones here in town that we're trying to get help out because there's one in particular. I heard it has 30,000 donor records on on file. And even if it was something as small as gaining access to those 30,000 donors, their email accounts, sending hey, we're looking to build a playground, can you just donate $20 to us? and next to this bank account,
put a fake link on there.
Next thing you know, they made a quick $60,000. Oh, never done it. Oh, $20, I'll do that.
It's interesting you mentioned that. And I'll just make this kind of little note before we have you give us your contact information so people can get a hold of you. Tucson Business Networking just recently had that happen to them.
Oh, really?
Where they had somebody actually contacting people through one of their emails, asking if they wanted to buy contacts
lists.
The
list.
So,
I held back.
I bet.
I really wanted to reach out to them.
But that being said, for people who don't want that to happen to them, how can they get a hold of you to make that happen?
You can get a hold of us at any time by going to acaciait.com. You can call me directly at 520-365-0244.
Nice.
It's 520-365-0244. In case you're driving, you had to pull over and grab that. We're here. We can give you a free analysis of your current technical setup. Doesn't cost you a dime for us to come in and have a and that's really all I want to do is have a conversation.
Sure.
See where you're at. See where your pain points are. All those things that that could go wrong. We want to know how they could impact you, and we're here to help. That's the biggest thing is we are here to help.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Very
Gordy.
good. Thank you. It's Gordy Seward with Acacia IT. We'd like to thank our sponsors: Tucson Pack and Ship, Tucson Tamale, Piper Family Painting, Steamy Concepts, Crest Insurance, and Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
And we'll be back right after Ron takes a nap. Also, go to veteranrescuemission.org to find out more about the shows as well as the work that we're doing to locate and connect homeless veterans with housing. We'll be right back.
All right. Welcome back to The Guys Next Door. That was a pretty good conversation with Gordy.
That was super awesome. Yeah, I'm going to go home and just get off the internet altogether.
You're going to unplug everything?
Yeah, I'm just going to, everything's going to paper from now on because I can't trust anybody.
Yeah. You're just going to put everything in a coffee can,
that's
in your backyard?
Yeah, I'm just putting all my money in a shoebox underneath the bed like I used to.
All $3.
Yeah, that's it. You pay me so good.
Well, our next guest today is a guy that I think we met a week ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Yeah. We met on the loop riding bikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's Duran Blumberg.
Yes, sir.
Bloomberg. I'm the one who usually messes up the names. You're not allowed. Are you off today? What's up? Did you only get 3 hours of sleep rather than 4 hours of sleep last night?
Probably.
Yeah, that was probably it. I see a little bit of bags underneath your eyes, but you got a great haircut. So that's
thank
good.
you.
Yeah. So Duran Bloomberg, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
With Duran Coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that.
So Duran Coaching is a sports psychology coaching business.
Okay.
And what I do for that is I help youth athletes and amateur athletes elevate their game.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I mean, just automatically as you're saying that, I feel like there's a hero story behind how you got into this and what, how you found. I'm guessing you were an athlete yourself at one time or something of that nature. Fill me in. I didn't know they get the dish.
Absolutely. So I was a youth athlete myself. Mm-hmm. I competed as a professional swimmer.
Okay.
And I also played college football.
Man, okay.
And for me, I never really had the guidance and the coaching to help elevate my game to the next level.
Right.
Yeah, I was around a lot of influential and great coaches that focused on the physical game, but not many coaches that focused on the mental game.
Okay.
Nice.
So when you're talking about the mental game, what's some specifics that you're talking about?
Well, when you talk about the mental game, everything starts with your attitude, right? Attitude is the number one cause of the results you get in life.
Yeah.
And you have the ability to choose your thoughts, and your thoughts create feelings, and from there your feelings create these actions. So if you come to the table and you have the best attitude possible, then you're going to be coachable. And if you're coachable, that's going to allow you to grow and have a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. So it's super imperative to get to the next level of where you want to go. That all starts with that foundational principle, attitude.
Okay. And primarily, do you usually work with youth athletes?
I've worked with youth athletes, amateur athletes, and professional athletes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So let's just, John Q. Public, perfect client is listening right now. What's the situation are they in, and why, and what does the kind of like that first inception of connection with you look like?
Well, every situation is different, right?
Mhm.
Every athlete is different. But let's say you
Yeah.
have an athlete that's going through putting too much pressure on themselves, which is
okay.
very common.
Sure.
I mean, you want to
Yeah.
be the best.
I feel like that's every athlete.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, mhm.
Right. You want to be the best. And the first thing you have to do is understand what your purpose is,
Mm.
what your vision is,
Mhm.
and understand how to set and achieve goals for yourself.
Ah,
Mm.
okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Nice.
Well, maybe you can help me because I'm emotionally scarred because Jeff has beat me twice in the Tour de Tucson, and I just can't get over it. No, I'm just kidding.
It was another thing that comes to mind. I mean, actually, tell me more about this. How did you guys meet bicycling? Give that to me real quick.
From Jeff, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Nice.
were meeting up on the loop, and
just the cycling community once
the
again
cycling
strikes
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Okay. Nice.
we have probably about 30 or 35 guys that we normally cycle with, throughout the different days of the week.
Well, that gives me another question to kind of bunny hop back to for you. Having been a professional swimmer at one time, played college football. I'm 41. I'm starting to reach this age where it's like, okay, I may not be able to play basketball like I have been regularly. I usually play like 5 or 6 hours a weekend, and there's other things that I have to start getting into. And I want to think this is possibly why you got into cycling, because you realize that, okay, I now have to transition into other sports. What would you suggest for someone like myself who used to be I was a college athlete myself. I ran track at ASU my freshman year. Now that I'm not going to go to the pros, I'm not, looking to get in any big league anymore. Like, what should I do, or what kind of sports should I do at this stage to still stay active, still stay buff like we are, but not hurt myself? Because I just sprained my wrist recently, and this is really taking me out of the game.
Well, definitely as we get older, I'm 42. So
Okay,
I'm
nice.
not
You look
far-
great for 42,
far-
bro.
far away.
I would have guessed you in your young 30s, really. No joke.
Well, everything in life comes down to you got to focus on the different pillars of performance, right?
Mhm.
So the first thing we want to focus on is movement. So when you talk about movement, what type of movement are you doing that's going to allow you to have longevity in your game,
Yeah.
right? And then another thing is mindset, understanding that, okay, this is where I am right now, but in order for me to get to the next level, what do I need to do? What type of goals do I need to achieve for myself or put in place? And in addition to that, you have to understand that nutrition is vital.
Yes.
And what I mean by nutrition, I'm no nutritionist, but when it comes to nutrition, there's so many different diets out there and lifestyles and way of eating.
Yeah.
But the absolute best thing for you is, number one, drinking a lot of water, because
Yeah.
we're here in Arizona.
Yeah.
And number two, eating whole foods.
Yeah.
Whole foods are the way to go, because that's what our body needs.
Yeah. It's that principle, garbage in and garbage out. So if you're going to put good food in, you're going to get, and it's fuel for your body, then you're going to get good results.
Exactly. And then to end that, you also want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to recover. So
Yeah.
as you get older, your body needs time to recover. You can't just go cycling one day really, really hardcore and then get right back out there the next day and expect to get the same results. You
Yeah.
have to allow your body to recover.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you guys started this conversation today,
Uh-huh.
talking about sleep,
Yeah.
you got to
Mhm.
get your body the right sleep.
Right.
And you got to do the things that are going to be consistent every single day to get you the results you want. So those are the 5 pillars of performance that are
Mhm.
really important to focus on.
Yeah, another question that kind of comes to mind. I'm sorry to steal your shine.
No,
Ron.
you're good. You're good.
Is this like the coaching you do? Is that one-on-one? Is that for a team? Like, if a coach wanted to bring you in for their little league basketball team, is that something that you're into, or is it just pretty much the one-on-one where you thrive?
No, definitely I do one-on-one coaching, and I also do workshops and work with teams as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
So this can be great for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Hey, yeah, I've definitely noticed that. I'm older than both of you guys.
No.
But yeah, there's times, like there's seasons in my cycling where, you know, my legs are just dead. You know, they're sore. They don't have the energy. And I work through it, but a lot of times it's like, well, what am I eating? You know, am I getting rest in between? You know, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's imperative. And like you can look at other modalities when it comes to recovery, like sauna or cold plunging. But all that stuff, if you're not eating right, it's not going to be as effective. It's just an additional benefit to get you to the next level.
Right. Yeah, I always feel that if I don't eat good for a couple of days and then I try to go do some cycling, whether it's long distance or mountain biking, definitely I don't get the results that I want to get.
Absolutely. And another thing that comes into mind is alcohol and caffeine. So you got to have that stuff in moderation or not at all if you expect to get to the next level as we age, because it deters your performance.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Interesting, man. That's just so much good stuff. So much good stuff. I want to feel like for you know, that ideal, you know, athlete or parent that's listening, what is something that you want them to know, or something that kind of you would like them to have in order to reach out to you, or if, like, particularly if they're on the fence. That's what I'm trying to think of, you know, having kids that have been in sports, like they're borderline maybe could have or couldn't have gone to college. So I you know, maybe I would or wouldn't need your services, you know, help me get over on the other side of the fence, or have an understanding of why your services are so useful for my kid.
Well, everything is about awareness. So it's about bringing awareness and then laying out to parents that it takes a team effort, that we're not in this alone.
Yeah.
That if you want your son or daughter or, you know, athlete to get to the next level, we have to work together to give them the coaching, to give them the, you know, the things that they need, the structure and the plan and things that they're not implementing now, to go from where they are right now to where they want to be, and to give them the best opportunity possible to make it.
Interesting. I feel like I just had an aha, like light bulb moment there, and I'll kind of close on this thought before I have you give your contact information. Is it seems like anybody that has a kid that's an athlete, they could probably use your services in some way, shape, or fashion to help at least set up that structure that they need for a healthy athleticism and a healthy life. So that's super cool. So people who want to do that, how can they get a hold of you to utilize your services?
Well, I'm opening up an office soon in Oro Valley, but my phone number is 561-618-0759, or they can go to my website at Dorron Coaching. That's DORRON coaching.com.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Tucson Pack and Ship, Tucson Tamale, Piper Family Painting, Steamy Concepts, Crest Insurance, and Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Absolutely. And also, if you have cooling and heating needs, particularly the winter is coming up, so if you need an inspection, go to picturerockcooling.com to find out and get help today. See you next week.